Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a cook with me and I'll be showing you what our family does to make shrimp stir fry. So the first thing that I do is start by cutting up the veggies that take longer to cook. I start with the carrots and you'll see that I pull out another bowl from the cupboard, and I like to have one for the scraps to throw away and then one for the actual veggies that we will be cooking. And we typically put carrots, onions, broccoli, and mushrooms in for the veggies, but not always. We kind of go off of what we already have unless I plan on making this ahead of time. So you can actually change this to whatever veggies your family likes. Next, I start by heating up the skillet with some olive oil in it, and you can honestly use whatever oil you have on hand, and we just typically use olive oil. While that is heating up, I start by chopping up the onion, and again, you can use whatever kind of onion you like. We typically just use white or yellow, and having that second bowl for the trash actually comes in really handy with the onion since there's so much that I take off of the outside layer. And I had a little left over that you'll see here later on, so I just put that in a Ziploc baggie and put it in the fridge. After the oil was nice and hot, I added the carrots and onions since they take the longest to cook. Next, I started chopping up the broccoli, and I just diced this up like normal. There's nothing special to it. I basically just cut off the stem and put that in the bucket that I had for trash, and then I just diced these all up and put them in the new bowl for the things that will actually be going into the stir fry. So after rinsing off my cutting board, I went ahead and started chopping up the mushrooms. I dropped a couple on accident, but I just dice these up. Usually I just quarter them. If they're bigger mushrooms, I cut them into 6 pieces, but you'll see how I cut them up here, and then I put them in that bowl for things that we'll add to the skillet later. So now that all the veggies are chopped up, I go ahead and add some minced garlic. Now you can use whole garlic or minced garlic, it doesn't really matter. I just typically add 2 spoonfuls of this, and honestly I could probably add more just because there's so many flavors going on. The garlic doesn't even overpower anything, and I'm one of those people that loves garlic, so more is better for me. But I just add 2 spoonfuls and then I stir it up. Once that is stirred up, I go ahead and add the mushrooms and broccoli and then stir it up again to mix up all the flavors. So next up is the shrimp, and we just buy the frozen shrimp. It's already pre-cooked and everything. And this is the bag that I buy at the store, and you'll see that there's still half the bag in there. I bought the value bag and then I just cook half, so it actually is 2 meals worth. So I just go through and I take the tails off, and I put the tails in one bowl and then the shrimp in the other bowl. And then again, I do this because it's easy to keep track of your trash and things like that and just keep your counter space clean while you're cooking. So I go ahead and take all the tails off the shrimp, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so the shrimp is all done, the tails are off, I've stirred the skillet again, and then I take this Weber roasted garlic and herb seasoning and I sprinkle some of that onto the shrimp and then stir it up and add it to the skillet. So the next thing that I like to make while everything is cooking in the skillet is I like to make rice, and I use just regular long grain white rice for the kids, and then my husband and I typically will do the cauliflower rice, and we usually just buy the Bird's Eye brand. So I do in the future want to learn how to make it myself, since it can get expensive. But this is the stir fry sauce that we use. I'm not going to even try to pronounce the name. Kikkoman, I think is how you say it. I'm not exactly sure. But this is just the stir fry sauce that we like to use. It has a ton of flavor, but not overpowering to where the kids won't eat it. But so I just pour the whole bottle into our skillet since we have such a large batch that we're cooking, and it tastes delicious. So here I'm just measuring out the white rice for the kids. I typically make a double batch since our batch of stir fry is so large that way we have some for leftovers. But this rice, if you've ever made rice before, you know it's super simple. You just measure it out. Usually it's half and half water and the rice, and you just boil the water, add the rice, and stir it up, let it cook and thicken. Once it's thickened up, you know it's ready to go. So it's pretty simple, and every box usually has instructions on how you should cook it. Here I'm just adding the whole bottle of the stir fry sauce, and you'll see me mix it all in and everything. Again, like I said, this one is really delicious, has lots of good flavor and everything. So I've just added the rice to the boiling water, and I just get that stirred up, and I usually turn the skillet or the burner down just a little bit so it doesn't boil too much. And then I just keep stirring the stir fry. I think that's why it's called stir fry, because you're constantly stirring. At least that's how I feel when I make stir fry. But I just stir it all up, make sure it's well mixed with the sauce and the shrimp is getting cooked well, and just keep stirring. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's pretty much all done. You can tell the broccoli is getting nice and green and soft, and then the rice is starting to thicken up. And this is usually when I would just throw in that cauliflower rice, since that just goes in the microwave. I don't need to do that on the skillet. But I'll get that cooked up, and then moving on, I will start serving up the kids' plates. So this is typically the amount that I give the kids. Now this ended up being a lot for them. I was surprised that they didn't really like the sauce as well. And then this is just my plate with the cauliflower rice underneath the stir fry. And then you'll see the kids' opinions here in a second. Is it good, Bear? Yeah? What do you think, Brooke? Thumbs up? Can you do your thumbs up, Bear?
Two thumbs up. Except for I don't like the other cooked things, but the shrimp.
You just like the shrimp?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you try the other things, though? You can try them. Because you like carrots and you like broccoli.
Yeah.